Change one value based on another value in pandas.
I'm trying to reproduce my Stata code in Python, and I was pointed in the direction of pandas. I am, however, having a hard time wrapping my head around how to process the data. Let's say I want to iterate over all values in the column head ID. If that ID matches a specific number, then I want to change two corresponding values, first name and last name.
In Stata it looks like this.
So this replaces all values in first name that correspond with values of ID == 103 to mat.
In pandas, I'm trying something like this. Not sure where to go from here.
Any ideas?
One option is to use Python's slicing and indexing features to logically evaluate the places where your condition holds and overwrite the data there. Assuming you can load your data directly into pandas with pandas.read_csv, then the following code might be helpful for you. As mentioned in the comments, you can also do the assignment to both columns in one shot. Note that you'll need pandas version 0.11 or newer to make use of lock for overwrite assignment operations. Indeed, for older versions like 0.8, despite what critics of chain assignment may say, chain assignment is the correct way to do it, hence why it's useful to know about, even if it should be avoided in more modern versions of pandas. Another way to do it is to use what is called chained assignment. The behavior of this is less stable and so it is not considered the best solution. It is explicitly discouraged in the docs, but it is useful to know about.
You can use map. It can map values from a dictionary or even a custom function. Suppose this is your DF. Create the dix and map. The result will be, or use a custom function.
The original question addresses a specific narrow use case. For those who need more generic answers, here are some examples. Creating a new column using data from other columns. Given the data frame below. Below we are adding a new description column as a concatenation of other columns by using the plus operation, which is overridden for series. Fancy string formatting, f strings etc. won't work here since the plus applies to scalars and not primitive values. We get 1 year for the cat, instead of 1 year, which we will be fixing below using conditionals. Modifying an existing column with conditionals. Here we are replacing the original animal column with values from other columns, and using np.where to set a conditional substring based on the value of age. Modifying multiple columns with conditionals. A more flexible approach is to call .apply on an entire data frame rather than on a single column. In the code above the transform_row, our function takes a series object representing a given row, indicated by axis equals 1, the default value of axis equals 0 will provide a series object for each column. This simplifies processing since you can access the actual primitive values in the row using the column names and have visibility of other cells in the given row/column.
This question might still be visited often enough that it's worth offering an addendum to Mr. Cassie's answer. The dict built-in class can be subclassed so that a default is returned for missing keys. This mechanism works well for pandas. But see below. In this way it's possible to avoid key errors. The same thing can be done more simply in the following way. The use of the default argument for the get method of a dict object makes it unnecessary to subclass a dict.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.